different. What is going on, YouTube? Like the
Hello.
title says, this is Nicholas's. Is your name Nicholas or is it
It is
Nicodemus or
Nicholas.
Nicholas
Nicodemus.
Nicodemus?
Oh,
Yeah,
It could be
Could
Nicodemus.
be Nicodemus. It's Nick's birthday episode,
it
so
is.
I'm not gonna do much more talking because it's not my birthday episode, and it's a special birthday too, Nick.
It is a
Don't remind me.
special.
It's a
birthday.
special birthday. You know what? You told me before, but it wasn't until I think today when I realized, holy shit, 40.
I realize. Well, we'll get into.
That's not even. You know what's crazy though? It's not even old anymore. Like
No.
it's a milestone for
When
sure, but it's not
when I
old
looked at it-
anymore.
When I was
Except
younger and I
for
looked
me.
at it. What did we? Are we live yet?
Yeah, we're
Oh, there it
live.
is.
Yeah, yeah.
We're,
There
we're
it is.
live. We're recording. So whenever you're ready.
Oh, this is a
Um,
podcast.
Well, I didn't 3, 2, 1 you yet,
Oh, okay.
but I just wanted to start recording. I guess we're ready. Are we? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Are you ready?
3, 2, 1.
Like the guy said, this is the No New Friends podcast. I am your host tonight. My name is Nick, and I am the emotional support gay. Normally, I'm at the end of the episode because they like to keep the gays last when they introduce us, but it's my birthday episode, so I'm recording. I'm in charge tonight. Let's get to it. Let me welcome the great, the amazing, the scumbag reselling hoarder himself, Chris.
Happy
Welcome.
birthday, Daddy.
Oh, thank you. And our Jewish American princess, the lovely Sarah,
Happy birthday, Nick.
and our producer, Alex. Oh, thank you, Alex. You're so amazing, Alex. And let me not forget the actual main host of this podcast. He is the stalker of Indiana Jones. His name is Scott. Please welcome Scott.
Happy birthday,
Oh God, Alex,
Mr.
cut that.
Support Gay. Happy birthday.
You should have just said you were going live. That would have been
Yeah.
a way better drop.
I know. I'm going live, guys. Welcome. It's my birthday episode. We haven't really talked about it much because it's my entire birthday month, but
That is not true. Every episode this month, I've mentioned it.
I feel like the last episode we didn't talk about it enough.
I agree.
You're, you
is
are
the issue.
right.
It's
You
a
are
problem.
right. We didn't talk about it enough.
I realized that like towards the end last week. I was kind of on my off game. I've been dealing with a lot of mental health and personal health stuff. Thank you for not asking about that, but I'm back and I'm hosting. I'm turning 40, guys.
Oh!
oh,
40.
It's like half of Scott's age.
ah,
I know. I was just thinking that. I'm like, I don't feel like we talk about it enough about age on here because
No.
age is
Well,
just a number.
we
Scott-
do. We
Scott
do.
doesn't like to ask
we
for
talk about
ages.
we just talk about the people that are over 40 on here, which is Scott.
And you talk about the ages of the female actresses that I have crushes on.
Oh, yeah.
They're all of age,
Exactly.
close, but yeah, I don't feel like we talk about it, but it's like sometimes I feel like we live in different, or we're from completely different generations. Even though you're what, 5 years older than me, Scott?
Almost 5. I'm
Almost 5?
44 right now. I turned 45 in December.
I was thinking you were 20 years older, just the way you talk half the time.
It seems like it sometimes.
I mean, before we got on, we're talking about technology, and you didn't realize that Universal Studios has an app.
Right. I knew they had an app. I didn't know I could put my pass on.
You
the
have
app.
an annual. You have an annual pass. I don't even live there, and I know that they have annual passes
I know.
or digital.
And I don't know what it is because again, I'm only 4 years older than you, 5 years older than you. But I think it's because I'm on the other side of like I'm Gen X and you're millennial, and so technology is so much easier for you.
I feel like partly that, but the fact that your kids are older too. Maybe
I should be
feel
better
like-
at stuff.
I feel like you're supposed to have matured faster than me, but I feel like I matured faster than you. Does that make
It's-
sense?
Technology, yes, you've matured faster technology-wise. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I kept up with the times. You
You did.
not.
But I think what you're going to find is once you hit 40, because I was good in my 30s, I knew what I was doing. As soon as you hit 40, you forget how to do everything. It like the memory starts to go, the creativity with apps. You forget how to use everything. I don't know. I think that's what it is.
How old are you? How old are you again, Sarah? May I ask? You're a lady.
Oh,
Am I allowed to
thank
ask?
you. I'm 30. So I just had a moment today though where I said that I was almost 31 in January, and I was like,
Once you
"Ugh,
hit 30,
ugh."
just once you hit 30, you forget what number it is, to be honest. After
It's
30,
awful.
I you could ask me my age. I didn't know. I was over 30.
Well, it's okay because our youngest told me today that I am a child trapped in an adult's body, and
I would
Yeah.
agree.
we went to
I would
open
agree.
house, and the old man at the door thought that I was a sibling. So
Oh, nice.
I'm just really hoping that that lasts for a long time. I'm
Yeah.
honestly really, really counting on it. So the day that like it all hits me at once, like my mother says it will, she told me it was 30. So we'll
Hmm.
see. But I'm kind of scared for that day.
Yeah, and 30 was harder for me to turn than 40. 30, I really was dreading.
Yeah.
But once I hit
That was a
30,
rough
it was
one.
like, okay, it's all downhill from here. Like, I've hit it. Like, I've hit that moment. It's over now. And then, like, 40 was no big deal at all.
It it hasn't been as much of a big deal, I think, as 30 was. I think 30 was my midlife crisis
Yeah.
moment.
Well, I'm having it now, but
Yeah, and that's what I was going to get into tonight is where we are in life right now in our
Mm-hmm.
midlife crisis, because you've been through yours, or
I'm
you're going through it.
in mine, yeah.
Yeah, the fact that you're a 45-year-old TikToker right now.
Yep.
I feel like I hit mine at my 30s, and that's kind of the moment that I realized I wanted to be a dad too. So for me, it was later. I'm
When
like
did
Scott, who
you
just
discover you wanted to be a daddy, though?
daddy moment kind of hit around 38.
38.
I think
when
it was
we
right
met.
I was just gonna say the exact first day we came on this podcast. I'm like,
was.
I want to be a
And then
daddy.
you guessed it on the podcast, too.
Oh, I did come on. I came and
Nick, wait for the moment when, like, I was probably 42 when I realized I didn't want any kids anymore. I didn't want kids at all anymore.
just wanted to get
probably
rid of
about
all of them.
42. Yeah, just
Both of
move to
them.
West Virginia and be done with it.
Darren was born when you were 41?
Yeah, I don't know how that math works. Yeah, I feel like I kind of had my midlife crisis moments kind of before Sean and I got together, maybe a little bit before that, and then that's when I,
I think
settled
that's
down.
just depression.
Maybe it was. Well, that's when I got put on medications. It's been almost 12 years now since I've been on medication, so maybe.
Let me tell you, midlife crisis suck because I am constantly thinking about my impending doom, like my death. Like it is constantly on my mind. Like, what's that going to be like? Like, am I going to be able to see my body like in the movies, or am I just nothing? I don't exist anymore. There's nothingness.
Yeah, I would trust the movies.
You just you just don't exist. They have a sequel. They forget about you.
Yeah, but like I'm
show will
I'm
go
tying
on.
up all loose ends. I'm getting my affairs in order every day.
Oh, you're
Every
on
day
an
I get
affair?
my affairs
Good
in
for
order.
you.
What? No.
And I was gonna get into marriages tonight too, but speaking of affairs,
Whose marriage you getting into, Nick?
Everybody's apparently.
Wow.
Because
Good for you, too.
on top of it, I'm celebrating my 10th wedding anniversary next week.
Huge milestones.
Wow.
It's so weird to think about because back in the day, in my 20s, in the gay community, like if you were together for longer than 3 months, like everybody called you a husband just at that point. Like you guys are married. It wasn't common to
In the gay
have
community, it's like 3 days, I think.
that's the lesbians.
Okay.
They move in
Yeah.
with
They
the
move
U-Haul
in. They,
after
they
3
move
days.
in after 3 days.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. We moved in at 3-4 months. So I guess it's kind of how we moved forward with life. And
You a lesbian?
all that. Maybe. Well, they don't scissor.
That's right. So you could
Yeah.
be.
I love a good scissor.
Oh.
Yeah, it's weird to think about not only 40 but 10 years of marriage. Like it's a
It's a
lifetime.
long time, yeah.
Like we've had so many ups and downs through the years.
Especially
COVID,
during sex.
a lot of up and downs. And then we
And sideways.
and sideways and Australia and New Zealand and airplanes and anywho, no, we didn't have it in an airplane. That's what makes me mad. Like, do you have any regrets? Can we talk about that? Like,
Okay, well,
as an older guy,
I have a question. I have a question though. While you're talking about airplanes, how many of us, not named Sarah, are members of the Mile High Club?
Oh, no one. You can't. That's, are
Just
you,
Sarah,
Scott?
then. I'm not.
You had
Oh,
a
I
smirk
figured
like,
you would be.
wait
Yeah.
till you hear this.
I'm not even a member of the 3 Feet Up Club.
Yeah. Florida is
Sarah,
below sea
Mile
level.
High,
No, actually,
but it's on the bucket list.
well, I don't even think it has to be on the bucket list. It's just future endeavors list, you know, because bucket list just seems like it needs to be something that you really need to work hard to get, you know?
Yeah, Sarah's like,
it needs to be
She doesn't have to
bigger,
work hard
more-
for that.
yeah.
No, we just have to walk to the back of the plane. Come on.
Sarah's like a bucket list. I have a fuck it list.
Honestly, like it really is just about timing. You know, if you can get that right, then that's all you need. The rest, it takes a little more work, I feel like, to be on a bucket list.
That's fair.
Yeah,
I'll let you know when it happens, though, okay?
Please do.
Please,
We're gonna do
yeah.
an entire episode about it. because you're gonna have
Report
to-
back.
Yeah, let us know how you did it. Like what I want to know the logistics so that when I can approach my wife with the scenario like, hey, Mile High Club, I could give her the plan and then she could shoot me down anyway.
Well-
So I can't wait to talk about this.
Can I ask the resident travel agent here, which plane would be the best? Because I feel like Frontier and Spirit is not
No,
opportune
yeah.
for this.
Those,
Okay.
those are not good. Southwest is not good. I had to change a baby in a Southwest bathroom, and it was not a great experience. Let me tell you that. And I felt bad for the entire plane that had to smell it.
Well, let's perspective. There's been times in a Kia Forte, so like size comparative.
Okay.
You know
Changing a
You're
diaper
petite.
or
what?
changing a diaper
We're
or
changing a diaper. She did it in a
Sure,
Kia
if
Forte.
that's what we're gonna call it.
Yeah. We'll call it changing the diaper now.
I like that.
It used to be Costco. Now it's
That's
changing the
changing
diaper.
the diaper.
Hey, parents night out
Yeah.
coming soon.
I mean,
we have a new tagline. I love it already.
That's awful. Oh my God. Like, just think about how bad that can get for us when we are innuendoing sex with change the
Changing
diaper.
a diaper.
Changing the diaper.
Changing the diaper.
Yeah, I was at the doctor's office. I had to change a diaper real quick. I don't know how to change a diaper. I put on gloves.
It kind of fits for us in the gay community because our best friend, I won't name him, but he's in a open relationship, and his other person that he connects with likes to wear diapers.
Oh,
Part of
wow.
his sexual play.
You can say my
so-
name.
His name's Chris.
That's kind of it's kind of wild, actually.
Wait,
So-
they like to wear a diaper as
So
a
there's-
sexual thing or all
There's
the time
all
because
sorts
they're
of
lazy?
also no, just as a sexual thing.
He's a
I
baby
think.
kink. Like, what is
It's-
that?
Yeah, I think
could be an old person kink too.
I think it's a baby. It's a baby kink. There's also impregnation, which is a new one, where guys like to feel like. I think you're supposed to ejaculate in their butt, and then all of a sudden they're pregnant.
Oh, I love that.
walk around
That's
with a
that is
belly.
fun role play. And then they get
Yeah.
they slowly bring out like the stomach, like they're actually giving birth.
Maybe I don't know.
Imagine them give birth to like a watermelon or something. They eat the watermelon. That's even more of a kink, right?
There's all sorts of new kinks popping up.
I
so
love
I
that.
can't
Wow,
keep up with
role
it.
play pregnancy.
Yeah.
I like
So-
That
that.
sounds awful.
No, because then at the end of the pregnancy, there's nothing to like. It's just no debt.
Yeah.
It's just
You just got to go home after that.
But this is
Yeah.
between two dudes.
yeah. There's listen. I can't keep up.
Listen, a
anymore.
pregnancy, and then you don't
I'm-
even have to, don't even have a baby. That's like a Democrat's dream, right? We don't have to abort this thing. It's just
I know.
make believe.
Well, we just fake it now.
Fake an orgasm, fake a pregnancy. I
There-
love this. This
There's
is
so
fun.
many kinks now in the gay community. I cannot keep up with them.
We're gonna do a
They-
Mount Rushmore of gay kinks.
Yeah.
We'll play a game of
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
We'll play a game one night of is this a kink or is this
Love that.
Sarah's living room? I don't know.
I love that. That's
Duel of the
actually-
Fates. Is this Sarah's living room or is it a king? Sarah gets that.
We all well.
That's
Three
my
of us get it.
ringtone.
Wait, sexual kink or Duel of Fates?
Duel of
Both.
Fates.
Oh,
Yes.
speaking of lightsabers, Back to the airplane thing. So we almost had an opportunity, and it's a missed opportunity for us to have the Mile High Club, Air New Zealand. So we were
Oh.
on our way to our honeymoon to New Zealand, and we upgraded to first class on like right before we got there. And the way first class was laid out is it's like a one seater by the windows, a two seat in the middle, and then a one seater. So it's kind of like this like sky pod couch type thing. So my side of the plane has its bathroom, and it's a little bit bigger than a normal size bathroom on like a Southwest. Sean's side of the plane, he didn't tell me about it until like an hour before we had to get off the plane. So I go over there. You could fit like 6 people in there.
Why,
It
why were
looks
you
like,
on different sides of the plane?
so we were in the middle, but we had these like pod type things.
Oh,
'Cause
okay.
we had money at the time.
Okay.
Yeah, before the credit card debts.
And before starting a travel business during COVID.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so the way it was laid out, the bathroom, it was like immaculately decorated. It looked like a library in there. It was beautiful. I would have invited the entire first class cabin in there with me to have a
Meanwhile,
rendezvous.
United's pulling doctors off flights by their legs because they're too full. You got room for 6 more people in that plane.
Yeah. Like, that's what you get for a nice upgrade on Air New Zealand, so check them out.
So, Sarah, Air New Zealand,
Yeah.
if you want to join the Mile High Club.
Got it. Got it. I was on Singapore Air. That was fantastic.
Those look fun too.
What's that?
Some
China?
Some of their planes.
Where are you going? Oh,
No,
Vegas.
I
She's going to
was
Singapore.
on Singapore Air going
Oh.
to Singapore.
Oh, makes so much more sense than what I thought.
Singapore is also not China.
No. I would never mix that up.
It's also not Game Master Ryan singing.
It was so dumb and I love it.
It took me a minute to get that one.
Singapore.
I get it.
Slip a dad joke in there.
Just because he stayed at All Star Sports. Yeah, so I mean, there's all sorts of fetishes. We can talk about that. I definitely want to do an episode on that one night because I'm learning. I don't know what's going on, but I'm interested in learning and hearing about it.
What's your weirdest
Try that.
fetish? Just point blank.
Weren't we supposed
Without
to talk
even
about
without even
birthdays?
without even thinking.
It's-
We're talking about his birthday suit. All right, Nick. Weirdest fetish.
I mean, we can talk about what we're gonna do on my birthday, which
Yeah.
is we have an overwater bungalow in Mexico with an outdoor shower.
Ooh.
So
Your weirdest fetish is Mexicans.
it's eating a burrito
Interesting.
while getting plowed.
Yeah, it's like it's what you shouldn't be doing. I get it. You like to live life on the edge. That's cool.
Yeah. Eat a taco and then you have gay sex. That's a
Wow,
fetish
that's
too, probably.
probably.
I just call it sex.
You just I was gonna say you'd call it a Tuesday, but it's been a while, so
Okay, sorry. Got to talk about that for a minute. Okay, so
okay.
to me, if I was awake and going to work and I was like, you know what, a great way to start my day off is to get some action. It's going to start the day great. And I looked at my wife this morning and she's like, I'd love to make out, but you have to go to Hollywood Studios. And I'm like, oh, no. I'm meeting Remy. I can delay him up to hours. No big deal. So let's do this. And she's like, you said Remy. And in bed at the same time, or like in the same sentence, and excuse after excuse. I'm like, you could have started your day off great. And I was denied. Of course, she comes home in a bad mood. I said, this is we could have started the day off great. You chose not to.
I mean, I was turned off by when you said Remy too, so I would have probably done the same thing. Be like,
You should have
let's
said
just go watch something else.
should have said make mornings great again to your wife, Scott.
I like that.
Mornings used to be great.
And then it was really funny. Side note: she got a phone call from work, and they were asking her about some stuff that she couldn't share. And she's like, "Well, there's stuff. The ink's not dry yet, but I can't share anything. But very soon I'll be able to share it." So she gets off the phone, and I said, "Wow, you just concept of a plan that to whoever you're talking to. Like that was impressive.
I just love the fact also, does she not share stuff with you, even like top secret?
Well, she was on the phone. Oh, I know all the secrets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But she
I
was
was
on the phone
confused.
with someone.
I just assumed she was holding back stuff from you.
Nick, she probably is.
Yeah.
She's
would
probably
make
in the
sense.
Secret Service. or
And it
CIA
also
or
the secrets of like Bloomingdale's. Like it's not anything crazy.
Yeah. And I wanted to talk about relationships tonight because I was thinking about it being my 10th anniversary too. So you've been married for how long?
Who are you
Me?
looking at?
Scott.
something. It'll be 6 years in February.
Okay. And we all know she withholds information from you.
When did I get married?
Probably.
Sarah,
And money.
we know he doesn't withhold anything from you. How long you been married?
3 years.
And Chris?
Yep.
It's been a year?
2 years, right?
2 years almost?
Emily.
We have a caller. Or we're calling. She's not even.
Wow, is she gonna blue ball me? She's in the other room. Like I know she's there.
Your call has been forwarded to an
Oh,
automatic voice message
she is
system.
no.
blocking
Oh,
you.
not gonna play the number out.
So,
I think it
ask
was
him about his relationship now.
20 Jeez.
You had to call your wife. 'cause you didn't know.
2021.
Yeah, that's what I
You've been
thought, but
married
it wouldn't
for-
be 3 years. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be
No.
3 years? It can't
It
be.
is going to be 3 years.
No
it can't
way.
be 3 years.
That's why
Okay,
I'm
right?
like very
Yeah.
confused.
You started with the podcast in May of 21.
Like here's the thing. I'm really bad with dates.
But you had to have gotten married in 2021.
When did I get married?
It had to be 2021.
No, you just have to wait.
Okay.
It had to be 2021.
I
because
know,
if you
that's
would've-
why
If you would have gotten married in 2022, you would have invited it. Like that, we would have known each other longer.
Yeah, this is so I was gonna say
Scott might have been on the
going
maybe
on 3
list.
years, but I thought I was wrong. Listen, I'm a couple White Claws deep, so I don't want to mess
I think
things
it's
up.
3 years.
I think it's
You're
gonna
gonna
be
have
3
to check
years.
your Facebook pictures.
Yeah, no, it was definitely okay. So it was definitely 2021 because it was definitely not 2020, but it was still COVID-y, like it was COVID-ish.
Yeah, so 2021.
So it was 2021.
and again, you started with the podcast May of 21,
Right.
and all the invites had already gone out.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's
If
right.
you
So it would have
gotten
been
married in
21.
2022, I would have been there.
Yeah. See, my dad has his anniversary engraved on the inside of his wedding band. Genius. He's
So do
all-
I.
So
So do I.
so I can't believe Emily. Can we talk about how Emily ignored my call?
She literally is not. She's not listening to my birthday episode first.
Yeah,
Dude, that's
what's going
homophobic.
on?
It's very.
She's also
homophobic.
very
So much
sick.
homophobia
I probably
going
just
on.
woke her up from sleeping. She's she's got the man flu. That's how you know it's bad. That's how you know it's bad when a woman is actually sick. It's like, wow, you must be dying. Okay. I probably just woke her up out of a sleep to ask her when we got married. Tomorrow's gonna be really fun, guys. All right.
Did she
Anyway,
wake up because I'd love to put this on the podcast.
she hasn't called me back. She probably saw that I called, spit on her phone, and went back to sleep.
Yeah, and it's like, and that's where I wanted to talk about because we're all in different parts of our relationship or different links in our relationship.
I'm at the end.
And I've been
Wow.
the longest. Well, you've been married how many times? Should we go over that? How many years have you been married total? Do you know that?
Well, okay, that's a hard question to answer because I was separated for several years before the divorce was finalized with my ex-wife. So I would say like total married time, like real, probably 10 years.
So,
Like 5 with Rachel and then 5 with my ex.
so I'm
But
not gonna be
again,
asking. I'm not gonna be asking you for advice because I was gonna ask for advice, like
Oh.
relationship advice from somebody that's been in a relationship the shortest amount of time. So
I've been with Emily since like 2011.
it's kind of a tie.
He's the
Yeah,
longest. He's
you're
the
the
longest.
longest.
Sarah's
So Sarah, you're still in like your
That's
honeymoon
me.
phase. Like, what's your secret?
a lot of sex.
No, truthfully, we're just best friends. I know that's super cliche to say, but like everything we do is everything we like is the same.
The same.
everything we do, we talk about with each other. Like, he literally gets an hour for break and spends the entire time talking to me on the phone. Like, we, we just like to hang out with each other.
My wife calls me. I literally roll my eyes and figure out 18 excuses not to answer the phone.
No, he'll get to work and be like, hey, I'll take my break at 2 today because I either get out at 12 or get out at 3. So if I get it out at 12, he'll take his break early. If I get out at 3, he'll take it at 3 so that
Aw.
he can talk to me for the hour.
No, I do call my
Like-
wife on break too, but my break is literally all day long.
Yeah, I say you don't work, so
Yeah.
you never
So
went back
on
to
her
work from
break-
having
Are
a
we
baby.
sure Lewis
Huh.
isn't gay?
I'm sure. I'm sure.
I've tried. Listen. And I was gonna talk. It's my favorite time of year too. We didn't even talk about that.
Pride
It's
Month?
That's the second. It's sweatpants season.
Oh,
it is not sweatpants season.
in every
Ohio.
good
Well, not
part
here,
of the
Scott.
In
country.
every good part of the country, in the blue states, it is. It is sweatpants season here. And I hate that I can't see your house anymore, Sarah, because Lewis was always behind you, and he's always just walking around, flopping around.
I know.
very
And there's nothing
upset
behind me
about
but
the
the front
setup.
door now. So unless he's
Mm.
leaving.
And Nick prefers the back door.
I usually come in the back door, if you know what I mean.
I'll give
Uh,
him an excuse. And I'll do like the I'll drop something, and have him do like a bend and snap for you, okay?
Oh, perfect.
Oh.
Works every
See?
time.
It does. It does.
And if you get that reference, that was Legally Blonde, Scott, for the
I know. I love Legally
homophobic
Blonde. Are
people.
you kidding
That
me?
was
I
my
love,
favorite
No,
movie.
see.
I love chick flicks. Are you
Scott's a
kidding
blonde.
me?
You just would never know.
That is true. I was
until
blonde.
until he manscapes. And now he ain't. So yeah, so I was looking for for advice, and I was going to give you guys some advice too, since apparently I've been in the longest relationship that's lasted the longest.
That's not true. Chris has been in
Well-
a relationship longer.
That's so weird.
is
Yeah. So
weird.
what's your secret? You met when you were
Honestly,
Kids,
comedy aside and sappy side all on show is just finding your best friend. Is Emily and I are best friends. Literally, we are best friends. I can say anything to her, just like, and she knows. Like, it's just we are best friends. We give each other space. We give each other not space, and it's the perfect amount of everything. It's just you. You find your best friend, but above all of that, from day one of our relationship, we promise each other to just be honest with each other and be upfront and communicate with each other. And we never have ever, since 2011, have ever went to bed at each other angry. And that's very cliche, very, but I'm a firm believer of never go to bed angry at your partner, because nothing good comes from it. We always talk, even if it's 1 a.m. And we're tossing and turning. No one's allowed to go to sleep
Did you guys
until
have lots
we
of
talk.
like angry like sex?
Never.
Is that your fetish?
No, unfortunately not. No, a lot of angry talks. A lot of angry talks.
Chris,
Hey,
so by your
I'll say-
method,
Yeah.
if our marriages end, does that mean that you and I need to get married? Pretty much my
Best
friend.
friends
Oh,
respond back
absolutely,
to
yeah.
text messages. So.
Yes.
I mean,
Eventually. Never has to be-
Eventually they'll
doesn't
respond.
have to be
in
concise.
3 to 5
Listen,
years.
I've thought about this. If I can't make my second marriage work out,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna find some dude that I just really get along with, there's
Yeah.
not gonna be any sexy time.
Yeah.
But just let's get married, for the insurance, and let's just do this.
Yeah.
We can all the fantasy football you want.
Absolutely.
It'd
Yeah.
be cool as
No
hell.
sexy time, but whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
Maybe there's one Bud Light induced night. You never know.
Who knows?
We know the truth, Scott. There would not be just one Bud Light. There'd be like 20.
Remy says, "Okay, me." Remy volunteers to.
I was
marry
just
Scott.
gonna say, I'm like, and coming live to the chat is Scott's best friend Remy's here.
He's also
tonight.
writing in the chat as well.
Yeah. So, and I say the same thing, like for our listeners out there, I found my best friend, my best friend. we fight all the time. We
That's
fight
what
like
Lewis calls Sarah his best friend.
Do you, Nick? Do you fight or do you bicker?
Mhm.
we bicker.
Yeah. See, bicker is a sign of love. I feel like if you're not bickering with your significant other besides Sarah, then it's not real. Like,
Yeah,
you gotta
but-
bicker.
Sarah and Lewis, they're just on a whole different planet.
Yeah.
With their relationship, they're just pure love.
He has so much patience. And actually, I looked at him today and just thought to myself, wow, he really loves me because I am one weird person. Like, I don't even know what I was doing or what I said, but I was like, just wow, thank you for staying because I am
Mhm.
just very awkward sometimes. So it's really patience, I think, with him.
Patience is a really good key.
is.
You need one person has to have patience. At least one.
Yeah, as I
person.
say, one
Yeah.
does, and it's not me in this
Yeah.
relationship.
Yeah.
Mm.
I just, I give up, and he fights it out. Yeah, it's, like I said, it's bickering for us. It literally we'll fight over butter sometimes, or like tonight sour cream, and I mean like actual sour cream, not we weren't doing it or anything.
It's actually a really good name for it.
Changing the diaper with sour cream. Relationships. I feel like I'm seeing it in a lot of my friends now. I've seen way too many divorces, unfortunately, after being in a relationship for 10 years. That's the hard part that I'm struggling with in my life now. But I love that all of us have really great relationships. Even though Scott makes fun of his, he has an amazing wife, very supportive.
No, I do, and I think we'll get into a lot of stuff when Parents' Night Out rolls out. But there's definitely a dynamic that exists in my marriage because of the biological parent and step parent thing, and because she came in when my kids were much older. So there's definitely a dynamic and a power struggle, and also it's definitely stuff that we have to constantly work on getting through.
She came in where?
Exactly.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Wait, can girls come? How's that work? I have questions now.
Sarah, do girls come?
Well, Scott wouldn't know, and Nick, I understand why you wouldn't know.
Sarah
But
for the
Lewis
win.
knows.
Too real. Too real.
Well, Nick,
go ahead.
listen, I know I told you, I called you today. I was like, hey, I could not find you any birthday messages, any cameos.
Well, the
or
fact that
whatever.
you called me was very confusing because I hate phone
I know.
calls.
I called Nick today, and he's like, what do you want? Why are you calling me? But just because I didn't find something for you doesn't mean that someone didn't find something for you.
Okay.
So here we go.
Hey, I'm gonna dip out. I gotta make a call. Something's going on at work, with work, which is odd, and it
Perfect.
should be. So I will be
Perfect
back.
timing. We'll see you in 3 minutes.
Hey Nick, it's Captain Glenn Below Exhaling. I'm just reaching out to wish you a very happy 40th
God.
birthday, the big 40, coming up on the 21st of September. I'm not on Parsifal. I'm not on Avalon. Dan, Lisa, and I are here on a 50-foot catamaran in the Greek islands. We just sailed through here about a month ago on our boat. Our boat's up in Croatia. But we've come back for a sailing festival with Odyssey Sailing Festival. I actually have Marcos on board cooking for us, which is amazing. Anyway, Nick, so it says, let's see. So this is from Sean. And Sean says that my husband is a huge Below Deck fan and a lover of travel. Well, Dan, Lisa, and I, we love travel too. It says you open up your own travel agency in the middle of COVID. Wow. Which Sean thought was crazy, but it was your passion and you wanted to go for it, and cut to 4 years later and the business is going strong. Congratulations. Good on you. And you're turning 40 this week. And it says you guys also saw the sailboat last summer in Ibiza. Did you see me? I met a lot of fans
We
of the
didn't.
show. when we were filming in Ibiza, and that show the air date just got announced. So that show you saw us in Ibiza, that's coming out. October 7th. So anyway, I hope you guys will tune in. And it says here that you got so excited and you fanboyed out. Anyway, I don't know if I met you guys. You can maybe send me something in social media. But anyway, it says probably made the trip for you, which is good. I'm really happy to hear that. Throw any words of wisdom when it comes to traveling and follow your dreams. Let's see, words of wisdom, traveling. One thing, Danelise and I, we travel by sailboat. And, sometimes it can be hard, traveling can be hard. But when you have the memories to look back on, it's always worth it, So that's what I would say. Keep traveling, keep seeing our beautiful planet, keep enjoying life. Maybe you guys want to go on a sailboat. There's an idea, go on a charter. Maybe get in touch and I'll hook you up. Maybe come on one of these. We've got 10 big catamarans, and they're a whole bunch of YouTube sailing channels, and then we bring guests in, so the guests from all over, and they come and sail with different sailing influencers. That's what I'm doing here. So I'm driving a 50-foot lagoon. Anyway, yeah, keep the traveling. Maybe send me some photos of your travels on social media. And happy 40th. You probably feel like, oh my God, 40. But I tell you what, I wish I was turning 40. I'd be really grateful to be turning 40. So it's all about perspective. But anyway, all the best, and look for Below Deck Sailing Yacht Season 5 premiering October 7th on Bravo. All the best. Take care. Bye.
That's pretty cool.
It is amazing.
So that was from Sean.
Aww.
I'm not gonna lie. Peeling back the curtain, Sean texted and about this, and when he said Captain Glenn, I was like, "Holy shit, he got the astronaut." I was like, I didn't know Nick was into space. Then I watched it. I was like, okay, this makes way more sense.
Captain Glenn is from Below Deck Sailing Yacht, and I think I talked about it on the podcast last year.
Yeah.
We saw them when we were in Ibiza.
Yeah.
On our Virgin Voyages cruise.
Does it piss you off a little bit how
It
people
does.
say Ibiza?
It does.
Yeah, I mean, even Mike Posner said he took a pill in Ibiza, not Ibiza.
Yeah.
That would make the song horrible. Well, worse.
I did take some pills.
Sarah, you were going to say something?
No, I.
Oh.
She's
no,
like,
sorry.
Who is that?
No, she said, I thought you
was
said below
catching up on
dick.
comments. I'll know about that later.
Well, thank you, Sean. That's amazing. I know we're super excited because I follow him on social media, and they literally just announced the date, and everybody was tagging me in it. So
Oh, that's cool.
this is pretty awesome.
I bet you my wife knows who that guy is because she loves. She's a big below deck.
I love a
Fan.
big below deck too.
I love when she tickles below the. Never mind.
Oh,
Anyway.
wow. This podcast just made a turn. Thank you. Am I okay to finish talking? I don't even
Yes,
know. What were we
yes.
saying before
Nick,
that?
you're always allowed to finish whenever you want.
Anytime for you. So we talked about some midlife crisis stuff that you're going through, Scott. Are you guys, Sarah and Chris, are you guys scared of? Have you had midlife crisis? Do you feel? Do you feel like are you scared of it? What do you think it's gonna look like?
Yeah, no, I first of all, Emily's a year older than me, so I always get a little glimpse into the future before it happens for me. So like she had a 30th
Oh,
birthday
cougar.
party. Yeah, exactly. Robbing the cradle. She had a 30th birthday party this year. 30th birthday. I threw the party. No, sick brag. And so I already, when I turned 30, it's, been there, done that type thing because I already turned 30 by association. Had the kid already. That was the biggest existential crisis I think that I've had. No,
You were scared.
yeah, of course. It's every single emotion, and everybody who's a parent knows this. When you have a kid, it's just every single emotion: the best, the worst, the nothingness, the everythingness. So yeah, no, I especially recently I've been through the ringer with all of that, and no, I'm not afraid to get old because doing it with the people that I love. I'm afraid of my parents getting old. I think
Yeah.
that's just like everybody else. That's the main thing
That's
for me.
That's what I'm going through right
Yeah.
now.
Mm-hmm.
Because my parents are in their mid 70s,
Mm-hmm.
which
Is young, relatively still
it's
young.
really young.
Yeah.
When I look at my
Yeah.
parents, when I think of like 70s when I was a kid, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my god, they've
Yeah.
outlived their lifespan.
Death's doorstep. Yep. Now
You
it's
know,
not even close.
Beyond death. I mean, I think both of my grandparents. I think one of my grandparents passed away in their late 60s, and the other one in their 70s. I don't.
Yeah.
I was so young. I don't know. But yeah, that's what I'm facing with, and I'm like, in the next 5 years, they're going to be closer to 80.
Yeah.
or
Right. Right.
Like
yeah.
that's definitely something that I struggle with. But then I play golf with my dad, and he kills it.
Yeah.
And it's like they're gonna live forever.
Yeah. Right.
And then sometimes when I lay in bed, or I'm looking at my 2 older dogs right now, who like I have to carry up the stairs at this point. It's that I think is what's contributing to the things that I'm going through, and making this midlife crisis thing a little bit worse.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm 100% with that too. It's like we were chatting before the podcast and just trying to catch up on life because we've not chatted much. It's been very quiet in our chats lately. I think we're
Well,
all
I
going,
get yelled at anytime I go chat. Okay, sorry, I get yelled at.
well, I see who's more important.
I called you. You're more important.
Who calls? Nobody. Nobody.
Love me less.
Yeah, it's like I'm dealing with the same crap. Like living. So I turned 40 this year. My cousin was 10 years older than me, so he turned 50. My uncle just turned 60, and my dad turned 70 this year. So this is like the big year that all 4 of us have like
big
the
ones,
moments.
yeah.
It's such a weird thing to think about now. It's like I remember turning 10 and like my dad turned 40 and we're at Disney World for like the second time and all that. So
Yeah, oh my god, I remember my parents' 40th birthday.
yeah.
And I'm like, oh my god, you guys are old. And that was 30 years ago.
Yeah, because we were at Disney. We sent my dad to the ice machine to just get him out of the room so we could decorate the room and surprise them. And then I'm like, he's old. What if he doesn't come back from the ice machine? he came back. He came back. So, Sarah, what do you feel like what would your midlife crisis even look like? I feel
More sex.
I don't know. I feel like when I turned 30, it hit me in a way like, okay, I've always been mature, but I felt like I needed to start acting more mature and dressing more mature, like things like that, I was, when I was moving and I'm packing things away, I'm like, how many times have I packed these few things because I've had them for so long, and I look at them and just I joke around with the kids, and when I say things like when our youngest said to me, hey, you're a kid trapped in an adult's body, sometimes I think about that, like, okay, I'm acting like a child and I need to act like an adult, act like a parent.
Yeah.
But I feel like that hit me at 30, and I really started to feel like, okay, I'm an adult now. I'm not in my 20s anymore, because I didn't party or anything like that. I did that all in high school. And the girls came into my life when I was 24. So I was still, mid 20s. So I feel like that whole parenting thing kicked in kind of early.
Yeah.
For me, I've been doing it.
And it was
for
a faster
minute.
way to parenthood too, essentially, because you had the asshole years too.
Yeah, I had those. Well, that helped me mature.
Those asshole
What's-
years are about to hit.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, the middle school asshole years.
Middle school isn't
You know-
isn't Darren like in his 20s?
Well, then there's the 20,
I Scott keeps saying that, but I just don't see it yet.
It's gonna happen. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Nah,
I
she's
can't-
in WITSEC. She's never gonna say anything other than perfect. She's in witness protection.
She just
He's making all this up.
right now we're in like the minding our own business phase, like just privacy. She likes to go in her room and play her games, and then she likes to use my computer now to play her games, and she's on the phone with her friends, and like we haven't hit that stage yet.
You will.
Well, I'll let you know when it happens.
Yeah,
Please do.
We'll update you on that.
Uh-huh.
I mean, the actual stage I'm dealing with now is at cheerleading last night. I played Duck Duck Goose. If you remember that game, it's literally you sit in a circle and somebody walks around and says "duck duck" on your head, and then if you get goose, you have to get up and run around. I didn't get.
I thought that was just what they're eating in Springfield, Illinois.
No, that's the dogs and the cats.
Springfield, Ohio. Damn it.
Almost, Scott. Next time.
It's nobody cares in the Midwest. Nobody knows where we live.
It's all the same.
So I was playing Duck Duck Goose, and I didn't get picked. I wasn't the goose.
First of all, is that embarrassing?
Kind of.
Right.
I felt left out because I'm like, all three of us coaches were playing with these first and second graders, and the other coaches got picked.
You're a little homophobic.
Oh,
I don't know if
you're
that's
not the favorite.
homophobic or
Yeah.
because I'm a guy.
You should have asked them. They're
the
probably
little girl
scared of
next-
you. They're probably intimidated.
Yeah. But the little girl next to me, she held my hand when we played the game though, and she's like,
Aw.
"What's your favorite color?" She's like, "I wish you were my daddy."
Oh,
It was so cute. And then
that
I
is
realized it
really
was-
sweet.
Yeah, and then I realized it was Chris holding my hand. But,
I really gotta cut my hair.
yeah. It's like, oh, she's so cute.
That's good.
Her hair is getting long. And then I realized how old I am when I stood up and somebody pointed at my knee and they're like, "Why is your knee bleeding?" I didn't even play the freaking game, and somehow my knee's bleeding. Can somebody help me? Like, why is my body shutting down?
Did you
at
role play the
40?
night before, Nick?
Yeah.
Oh.
On,
You know, I forgot
on
to- I forgot the knee
concrete? Or
pads that night. Yeah. Forgot the knee pads. That
saw
night.
your basement floors are still cement. So you're not fooling anybody. That's pretty bad. So
Yeah. I'm falling apart.
you're at the age where you just get up and your knees just like deteriorate. They're just
Yeah.
bleeding.
I
They're just
literally
wearing away.
I cut my knee on grass. I think. Like
your knees are
I don't know
the
what's-
Ocean Gate submarine.
I'm like, what's it look like? Or at what point do you start noticing your skin like get thin? Scott would probably know. You're close.
You know, honestly, I don't experience that. Now I will, if I bump my head, I will be gushing blood for weeks.
That's very specific. When have you bumped your head, Bob Saget?
I,
I
that why you
literally, I'm sorry, I did that 3 times this morning on 3 different things. So I just,
You have
And
hair
Sarah,
to
how's
pad
your
your head.
Sarah, how's your hand, by the way? We haven't talked about that in a while.
that's getting a little better. Thank you for
Good, good.
asking. I'm still
I had
in the
I had a
healing
freak
process.
attack again. I forgot to message you. I was at the Chinese restaurant again last week, and the freaking spindle, the guy literally put it out, and I had flashbacks.
I actually grabbed a thick stack of tickets last week and went to do the exact same stupid freaking thing that I did. And I stopped myself and then of course divided it into smaller stacks, and I'm looking at it and I'm talking to the fucking spindle and I said, "All right, we're not gonna do this time. We're not gonna play this game."
No,
And one of
no.
my I'm in the this is my weirdness
Jesus, stop doing
because
mushrooms before work,
I
Sarah.
listen, something needs to get me through my service industry job, okay? I had a coworker walk up to me and she's like, what's going on? And I had to explain the situation in short and then say, I'm telling it that I'm not doing this again with it. We're not playing this game. And I still have a scar. So again, in the healing process. Thank you very much for
Yeah.
asking.
Nobody cared, Scott. You told us way too much information. Nobody cared.
Nick,
Well-
you were talking about ducks and gooses, but Sarah's apartment's turned into Jumanji. I read that earlier.
Yeah. I wanted to bring that up because before the call we had a nice walkthrough of your living room. It looks amazing. Tell us, why does it look like Jumanji? I'm not seeing it.
Well, see, I moved 30 minutes inland, okay, away from the wonderful beach side that I've lived in for 30 years. And I've been here for just over a month now, so yay on that. But last week I was at home and Lewis texts me and I hear him pull in. And so he knows that I'm going to want to greet him at the door because that's how we are.
And then you felt him pull out.
No, well, shut up. So he texts me and he says, "Don't come outside. Huge spider." That's all. So he kills it and takes a picture of it. This thing was massive, and Scott knows what this looks like, but like half dollar size. Do you remember those, Scott?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, that I don't think they have that currency anymore. That's circulating.
We don't use
but
nobody
it's
uses
fine.
coins anymore.
Yeah, that's right.
Sarah still has a
Nobody
coin
uses-
purse.
N-
Because these coins
I
are
collect
vintage.
things and I like money. It goes hand in hand. So this spider was massive. All right, so I move into the garage. I'm doing laundry and I hear my cat like just stirring around. So I turn around and
Speaking
there's
of cats, there's a pussy being very loud right now. What's
Yeah.
going on over there, Scott?
yeah.
Don't worry,
I'm getting out my middle straw really quick. Hold on.
Yeah. Wait, and I'm like, he always yells at us when we do something wrong.
I know,
Let's point
I
out the
know.
actual host who's interrupting my birthday show right now because of his freaking pussycat.
It's always
And he,
my
and he got up and
story. I
left.
get
Mary,
it.
Mary,
Sorry.
Mary, you can't just get up and walk away during my episode.
It's okay, Scott. We'll be talking about this for another year. Don't worry about it. Anyways, so the cat's stirring around, right? I turn around, I look, and there's a freaking centipede. All right, this thing is like 4 or 5 inches long, right? I think I've only
Scott,
ever seen
you're
those.
familiar with that size.
Smaller.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry, Scott.
Thank you,
This-
Sarah.
Well,
sorry to Rachel. I feel bad for
She's
her.
but that's what I love about Sarah. She will dish one out, but then if it gets dished, she's like, "Oh, sorry, Scott."
sorry.
She
Yeah.
feels
Well,
bad.
have you
Sorry, Mr.
seen Lewis's name in my phone? 6 years running, Spanish Crusader. You can deduce from that whatever you'd like. I won't change it either. It can't go away. So, all right. Anyways, so I find this centipede. So I have to have my lovely husband come out and take care of it because I don't know what the hell is. I've never seen this. I think I've only ever seen it in textbooks or Google or something. So
Ohio.
have you ever?
Same thing can be said for a vagina for me. Never really seen it.
Oh,
Just Google
see,
it.
that's it. the tab in your computer. Sorry, Scott.
Wow.
Sarah's crushing it.
You're.
Sorry.
This is what happens when we let Scott not work. 'Cause we all get to talk.
The unemployment's
Here, I'll
great.
just
So maybe
come in
maybe
every
it
other
wasn't
week.
maybe it wasn't the other host that was blocking us out.
That's what it is.
This is my episode, Scott. Don't make faces at me. Back to you, Sarah. So
Where-
centipede. What did
Have
he
you ever
do?
listen? It sounded like a rock. He came and swept it up into the dustpan. It sounded like a freaking rock hit the dustpan. This thing is like solid. All right, I've never seen anything like it. So then again, I lived like near the beach. Okay, we don't deal with that. We got seagulls and pelicans and stuff. So then I go to take the girls out to school the next day. There's a turtle in front of my house. A little.
What are you on the set of Zaboomafoo?
I don't know what's going on. I told Lou. I sent Lewis a video. I said I think I walked into Zootopia. I have one child that's like, I need to keep her. She's already named it. She wants to touch it. I'm using
Well-
my handy dandy Google Lens to find out what
I
it
feel like
is.
word. I just feel like word is getting out about from Trump that people are eating the pets, so all the animals are just coming to Sarah. They're like, "Save us!"
We heard you
And
collect things. Collect us.
Unfortunately, I have a child that wants to collect these animals. I do. I have a video of her that's like, she already had the name and everything, and the other kid's looking at her like, you do realize if you keep it, she's so realistic. You'd have to have a tank and you'd have to feed it and this and that. Meanwhile, Google's telling me it's illegal to even touch it. So, anyways, there's a turtle. So come home, go back out later in the day. There's a beetle that is massive. Like,
What are you playing,
I've never
Pokemon
seen-
Go?
I don't know what's going on, and then I go back into the garage. This is 2 days later. There's another freaking centipede. So
Are they just like walking up your driveway? Like, what's
and
going
then
on?
and then I'm driving home from we had open house tonight. Where I'm driving home and I hear the sweet sound of cicadas just everywhere. Lewis and I were at Bath and Body Works. I told him there's a new candle. It's Rainforest
Ooh.
Jungle. Okay, I said we're gonna get that to make all these freaking creatures feel welcome because
Good.
I
love
did. I
that.
felt like I walked into Jumanji because it was like 72 hours of opening my door to a new freaking creature every time. And actually, yesterday,
Were they just waiting on the welcome mat? Like,
I it doesn't say welcome because I don't want anybody to feel welcome. Okay, I actually that was very strategically picked when we chose a mat for the front door. Is that there were so many that said like welcome to my home and this and that. No, you're not
Go away.
welcome.
Or it
Right,
says,
like
yeah,
please.
go away.
Well, first day we get like, Mormons or Jehovah's Witness or something that came to the door. And I'm like, we should
Hello.
have gotten one of those like demonic ones that they don't want to come up to. Um, but yesterday, Lewis, we're sitting at the table and he's so calm. He knows us so well, and it's me and it's our youngest. And he just very quietly goes to the living room and grabs one of my flip-flops. It had to be my shoe, of course. And he's like, don't freak out, but there's a spider. I'm like, okay, where is it? I couldn't see it from where I was. And I turned the corner, and have you ever seen a video of the spiders in Australia? Because that's what this thing looked like.
mhm.
And of course, he used like the shoe I wear every day to just
Oh
get
my
right
gosh, what
in
an
there
asshole.
and just smash it up against. Well, he did save my life in some way, I'm sure.
He's your hero.
Either
you had sex
that-
afterwards, didn't you?
Yeah.
Well, no, because either he saved my life or he kept me from becoming the next Spider Woman, but that's fine.
I
maybe
get
he
it.
deprived you. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm a
yeah.
little distracted because all I remember is in the beginning of the story when Lewis said, "Don't come outside. There's a spider." Like he's just going into natural habitats and just killing things now. You got to keep an eye on him. Like, that's serial killer tendencies.
I know, right?
Like he goes to the zoo, like, "Watch out, babe. I got to
Maybe
kill
it-
this."
Maybe that's why their relationship's too perfect.
Because he's
Maybe.
threatening her to
You
tell,
know-
tell us that it is.
Went outside
No,
and I killed an ant.
Normally it's me putting on the crime shows, but the last couple times it's been him. He's like, "Hey, there's this new show. Let's watch it." Right before we started recording, he put on another episode of the same one. So now I'm concerned. Actually, he's showing more interest in the crime shows.
Yeah, so we
Thanks
can
for
figure
that
out how to
thought.
get away with it.
Well, I don't have any life insurance on me yet, so he'll have to wait. That's what I would
That-
do. Let's be honest.
Exactly.
I'm not doing it for nothing.
I have ours all planned out too, so I get it, girl. So speaking of Spanish people, I wanted to bring up a topic tonight. I have these clients that I'm working with right now, and because this episode is all about me and my birthday, I just want to talk about these clients, and it's part of a group that I'm working with. Half of the group I found out are Spanish. They are from the Dominican. I feel like there's some stuff that gets lost in translation.
Literally.
Literally, numbers should not get lost, right? Like I feel like numbers are universal. The number 3.
Fact check true. Yeah, fact check true.
I feel like that it's universal. So I get this client that she wants to book. So I sent the quotes over and it said single, double, triple for occupancy. I sent over the quotes to her and she said, we want to book 4 people and a triple.
Thrifty.
said-
Is that Sarah? It's Sarah. That's Sarah.
So Sarah, the way it
Two
works,
tiny people.
because you look like a child, Sarah. The way it works is with all-inclusive resorts.
They never said look. They said act.
Ah, so
Oh.
funny, Scott.
I've
She-
heard look as well, but thank you very much, Mr.
I
Scott.
think
I
you-
bet you haven't.
Don't say look. Scott will be all over.
Scott's like, you don't look 18. He's like, I know what that looks
Scott's
like.
Scott's like, no, you're not my type. You're way too old.
You look older.
Ooh,
Um,
man.
So this lady, we'll call her Sarah. It's not Sarah, but if it was Sarah, so the way all-inclusives work is you pay per person at the resort because it's all-inclusive. So all of your food is included, your resort is included, the drinks are included. So you have to
Oh, I'm already picking up what you're laying down. I respect this woman's hustle. She's trying to get a person for free.
She's trying to get in a person for
Oh,
free.
I love
think.
that.
I think until I sent the prices over, and she was very confused because she didn't realize that it was also the price that I gave her was a breakout per person.
Right. So she wants a
So-
triple room. So you're giving her a price for 3 people.
Yes.
Correct. Right.
So
How would
looking
they
at-
know? How would the
looking at-
resort know, though?
a lot of resorts have a bracelet system
Gotcha.
too. So some resorts do. If you go to a 5-star resort like Excellence, I don't think they use bracelets. Scott would know. Do
yeah,
they?
no, they don't need to.
Yeah, some
They-
of them don't.
They just know us.
Like, oh, this guy's
Yeah.
fat and white. He's good.
When you get the biggest room in the resort, they don't care.
They know us.
they know you.
That's why they didn't bring you anything for a whole day.
So when I sent the pricing over, a single price was $1,200 per person. The double price was like $1,000 per person. The triple price was $800 per person. So if you think about it, it gets cheaper the more people you have in the room. This person wanted to pay the triple price, but she thought that was for that was the entire package. She thought it was $800 for the entire room for 3 people.
Oh.
But she wanted 4 people in there. So make it make sense where 3 and trio or trace. Does that not translate? Sarah, you were learning Spanish.
It's probably, in all honesty, it's probably the verbiage of the wording, like the phrase itself. Does that make sense? Like, it's not necessarily the number that's not translating, it's the way that it's phrased, maybe.
Per personas? Is that
Yeah, Nick.
Does
Scott's
that- is
supposed to be
that
the
what it
racist
says?
guy.
Does it
No, we
say-
can't have
Yeah.
two.
Like, it actually says on there per person.
it does say per person, so I don't know if the wording
Then-
didn't translate
then
in Google
nothing.
Translate or AI
well,
or whatever.
If it says per person, then
So
there's
I
a
had to
lot of
explain it,
ways.
and I had to explain it over the phone to this person as well too. So she called me, and it took about 30 minutes to explain it, and it was a little rough. She sounded like she understood English very well, so I know some Spanish too, so I can speak. I understand Spanish, but
You're probably like, hola. 800 per person. Por favor.
I see.
Taco.
Nick has been training for when Lewis completes the crime shows he's been working.
Yeah. I've been practicing. Just I know some words to tell to the
Trying to-
police.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm over 400
Yeah.
days on Duolingo, so catch up, Nick.
Nick knows the concept of Spanish.
All I know is how to get. I know how to get into gray sweatpants. If you know what I mean.
I'll tell you what, Nick, I respect the hell out of the hustle of this
yeah.
person. I would, if there was any type of language barrier between me and a person charging me money for something, I would definitely act like I had no idea what they were saying.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that would be.
Yeah,
that's
I'm
like me.
getting
That
all-
was like me in high school. It's like you just pretend you have no idea what your teacher is saying. They just feel bad. And they're like, you know what? We're just gonna give this kid the $800 per
Yeah.
person. I mean, per room instead of per person.
Yeah. I feel like it's the like you said, that language barrier. Because I had another person contact me in this group as well too that wanted me to just make the price cheaper.
Love that. Yeah,
I,
love
I
that.
love these people's
Yeah, you're a
honesty
magician
right
now,
now.
Trying
too.
to negotiate
Yeah.
with you.
Trying to negotiate with me, and it's weird because going to these islands, that's what you do is you negotiate. If you go to
Right.
Jamaica and you're trying to buy, say, weed or necklace, you don't pay the $20.
No.
You go lower, you go cheaper.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's been a very interesting week working with this group that's I'm learning from them and learning how to navigate this wedding group. But yeah,
You gotta
wanted
you gotta
to-
read David Blaine's Book of Magic, and then maybe you'll pick up some magician tricks. Maybe you can get that price lower, Nick. I think that's the only way.
I'm working on it, and that's the thing with working with a travel advisor is actually I'm working with them to try to get them a cheaper rate because
Because they're forcing you to.
because they're forcing me to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. No, because it's what I love to do is make sure my clients are saving money and saving the best money. And the couple that reach out, the reason their price was more expensive is because they're booking outside of the wedding dates for this group. So they want to stay a little bit longer at the resort and enjoy it. So the prices aren't working great. So I'm working on getting new contracts. So
And you know what? Not everyone does this. Not everyone books these
Yeah.
vacations. How can people
yeah, so
do you do this for anybody?
I do this for all my clients. I have such great
Your
clients.
clients?
to
What
work
do you have a
with.
business?
I do.
Really?
Thank you for asking. I started a business in 2020, guys.
Oh, good. That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, it sounds like a great idea to start a business about travel
Yeah.
when nobody's traveling.
Peak of
Everybody was
travel.
sick.
Yeah.
Scott, in 2020 we had a pandemic. I know you looked very confused there.
yeah, why
We had a
do people not
pandemic
wanna
where
travel?
a lot of people got sick.
Scott's
people
like the
died.
pandemic came after when everyone was getting those jabs.
Biden's a pandemic.
Yeah. He's still president. The other guy too.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Oh.
But maybe that's why you got shot at twice. So, I started a business. I sell travel. It's called Sandpiper Vacations, and it's just an exciting time right now because it's my birthday. I'm excited to celebrate it. We're going on a trip next week that I booked myself. I got a great deal on it.
Seems like a Ponzi scheme.
Maybe.
You pay your commission.
Yeah, I made my own commission. So
I'm calling the IRS.
So I do this for all my clients. It's been a pleasure to work with this amazing group and make sure that they're getting the best price and not getting screwed over because there's so many different booking platforms out there that all have different prices.
So you
And that's
offer.
what
I'm
a lot of
sorry.
people don't realize.
You offer those services to everybody.
To everybody.
So when you do it for yourself, you perform services on yourself.
Yeah,
Nice.
I prefer. Wow.
that joke went over.
We'll
great,
cut that.
Scott. Yeah.
Alex, cut that. Just cut mine too. I don't even want to be associated with what Scott
Yeah.
tried to do.
And we let this guy host the podcast. I don't
Scott
get it.
somehow got my stutter tonight.
Let me tell you, I am all off my game. Like I as I'm talking, I'm like, what am I talking about? Like I'm bored. I've bored myself with the things that I've said tonight. Because I'm the responder. I'm not the.
Yeah, I thought this was the
hoster.
first time you
Weird.
spoke tonight. To be completely honest with you.
It should have been.
Welcome to the podcast, Scott.
Scott.
It's Scott. Is that why you asked me to host tonight? I don't even know. Like, I'm still confused because
It's your birthday.
I
That's
lit-
why I wanted you to
I literally-
host.
It's your birthday. Happy
I was
birthday.
very confused because yeah, oh my gosh, it is. I didn't know that. I didn't realize it was my birthday. I keep forgetting. Maybe it's old age kicking in.
Tell you what, you're 40 already when this airs. You'll feel old now. Holy shit, you're 40,
Oh
bro.
my gosh.
How do you feel? Any regrets for turning 40?
Playing Duck Duck Goose. I regret that. Still hurt I didn't get picked. But,
Yeah, your knees look like a horny teenager on prom night.
right.
That was a good one, Scott. Wow, that was good.
Aw.
You're learning. Good
We should have
response.
Scott write Cliff Notes sometime. that worked out well for After Dark. But yeah, so I own a business, Sandpiper Vacations. It's been a really busy time for me right now, which is surprising because it's usually a slow season. People aren't traveling. They're not thinking about traveling. But it's been a really great time, and I've had some really awesome requests. I have a client I just booked to Tahiti, which is insane. Far away.
Good accent too.
It's a long flight. Tahiti? Or
Wow.
me saying it?
20.
It's hot.
Nick,
Does that turn you on?
here's the funny
Yeah,
thing.
actually, it does.
Someone that I work with and we just figured out the math on it. We booked ourselves. I did a hypothetical booking of a vacation
saved
from
yourself.
Orlando to Tahiti, and it would essentially be a 26-hour travel experience
Yeah. That's
with
long time.
because you have like a 12-hour layover in California. That's awful.
So Scott, next time head over to sandpipervacations.com. You get a free quote for that.
Yeah.
Don't do it on your own.
I'll do it for you, and I'll book it for you,
Right. Yes.
but not Rachel. So I guess it's the end of the show now, almost the end, maybe. I don't know. I'm hosting, but Chris, do you have any cliff notes for us
I
tonight?
was gonna say you're starting to sound like me hosting something, Nick. Don't know
Yeah.
where to go. I do.
It's been quite the show. A lot of stuff's happened, so nothing can stop this little boy from recapping the day the Chris's Cliff's Notes way.
Man, I love that little intro. It's a good little intro.
It's one of my favorites.
It's a good one. It's a good one. Let me scroll up. I got a lot tonight. Let me scroll up. I gotta make this font bigger too. I think I'm getting old as well.
Oh, that's the worst. Oh my god! If we make the font bigger, and you're like, oh, now I'm a grandma.
I was just joking. I just want to
And now the new iPhone app, you can increase the app sizes now. so-
Did you get yours, Chris?
already
Did
ahead of
you
you.
get one?
Already ahead of you, Nick. No, the new software, iOS 18, you can have bigger things. I was like, I don't need the
okay.
titles of the apps. Just give me all the space.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to 8:15 on
Your
Friday for
finger,
mine.
your thumbs are too fat to fit on the buttons.
No, they're too small to reach the top. Now they're at least the icons are a little bigger so I can reach them. Anyway. I don't know if you guys have heard, but star quarterback for the Miami Dolphins, Tua Tagovailoa, suffered another concussion. Instead of sliding, it took a hit straight on. He needs a gay coach. He'll teach him that when another man charges at you with his head, you just drop to your knees. Now, rumors were swirling about him possibly retiring after this latest concussion. Now, and when asked about retiring, Tua responded by saying,
Oh my god!
now, while his football career might come to an end, at least he is now qualified to run for president of the United States. Now, outside the news, this is just happened to me the other day. So I'm scrolling through Disney Plus. I saw the movie Mr. Popper's Penguins, and my first thought was, when did Nick buy a penguin? Nick said we don't talk about age on this podcast. Scott doesn't like to ask for ages because it would get him in legal trouble. Sarah described herself as a child trapped in an adult's body. Scott heard that expression and said, "Huh, sounds like a good time." That was way worse. I had to rephrase it like 6 times. Scott said that everything went downhill after he turned 30. Now, not everything. His weight did go up quite a bit.
That's true. That's very true.
Nick asked if any of us were in the Mile High Club. Now, none of us are, unless being a mile high is a figure of speech, and Sarah's a platinum club member.
True.
That was really good.
We talked about how one person in the relationship has to be super patient. Between Scott and Rachel, Scott's the patient one. He's been waiting to be able to see his wife naked for years now.
He's been very patient.
Scott talked about how his dad's getting up there in age, but when he goes golfing, he feels like he's going to live forever. When Scott's kid sees him go upstairs, they think, any day now. Sarah talked about how her girls came into her life in her 20s. Scott is still waiting for a girl to come into his life, period. Sarah talked about all the creatures that she found in her house over the last 48 hours. It stopped a couple hours ago when the acid wore off. Sarah talked about how she has insects in her house the size of $50, saying she lives in Jumanji. Comparing insects to the size of coins, more like Jumanji.
She's the queen of Jumanji.
That's a good one. You should use that more often,
That,
Scott.
that was really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you, me. And lastly, Nick is celebrating his 40th birthday and his 10th wedding anniversary in the span of like 10 days. Now, rest in peace to Sean's wallet, but also rest in peace to Sean's dick, because he's gonna act like it just died and bury it in Nick's ass.
Oh.
And those are my clip notes.
Those were amazing. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Nick.
Oh my
Happy
goodness.
birthday, Nick. Let me be the
Yeah,
first to wish
happy
you
birthday.
a happy birthday,
Yes.
besides the
Oh,
guy
thanks
from
for
Below Deck.
Birthday.
Yeah. Thank
You
you,
know,
for being the first and the second, Sarah, and not the Scott.
I'm your favorite seaman who's wished you a happy birthday.
I gotta tell you, I after Chris hosted his birthday episode, I thought that I was never going to allow this to happen again.
That was
That's
really
why I was very
bad,
surprised when you asked me and I said I had to brush my hair. I got nervous.
You did great. You killed
Nick,
it.
this
You
was
crushed it.
this was one of my favorite episodes because it was so different, because it just felt like a conversation between the four of us.
Yeah.
In
was
the best way
very good.
possible. It was so
Very
much
well
fun.
done.
I wish it was 3 more hours.
I
Also
gotta
because
go
I don't
to
want to
bed.
go upstairs. I don't want to have to take care of my kid tonight. To be completely honest with you,
That's
I
like
did
your,
last
your
night.
wife. Your wife won't
Please.
call you. She won't even
Nah.
talk to me on my birthday.
I know.
Can we do after dark, please?
Yeah, she's sick. I got to take care of the kid, which we'll talk about next week probably. So I should
Yeah,
go.
and
Yeah.
And I'm not going to be here next week. We are headed to Mexico to celebrate my birthday and our anniversary. So you can follow me on social media. I'll be posting on Sandpiper Vacations pages and my Instagram page, Nick, Emotional Support Gay Nick. So we're staying in an overwater bungalow for 2 nights. We have a swim out suite for 3 nights. So we're really excited to
Oh, man.
just get away to the 2 of us. It's been a while since we've done that. So
That's awesome. That's gonna be really fun.
yeah.
It's been a while since you guys have been on vacation. Good for you guys.
It's been quite a while since we've been on vacation. It's literally been 2 months.
It's like 10 years in
I-
Nick years.
Yeah.
And that's part of the problem is we had no vacation plans literally until like a month ago, and we're like, let's do something for my birthday. So
Do
we
something.
planned
Yeah,
this
it's like,
last-
I don't know, swim out bungalow. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something light.
Yeah. I know. We're like, let's not do anything big for my birthday. Let's just go visit some friends or something, get a
Yeah,
cabin
yeah.
somewhere down in Hocking Hills. But we're like, no, let's go to Mexico and just get a
Hocking
bungalow.
Hills. Is that like
Hocking
Hock
Hocktuy Hills in southern Ohio. They don't do the cats and the dogs down there. They don't eat those.
It's northern Ohio.
Yeah. Just the spiders and the centipedes and all that. So
You have a human centipede in your basement, don't you?
it has been a great show. I thank you, Scott, for allowing me to host tonight. Thank you to our YouTube watchers. You can watch us live every single Wednesday night on YouTube at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you can watch me and Chris on OnlyFans tonight.
That's true. If you
yeah.
pay, yeah.
Yeah, if you pay.
It's one of those blurred out videos until you pay.
Yeah.
I dabble.
But and then tonight it's me and Lewis. And tomorrow night- Well, it's gonna be a long week, so I got a overwater bungalow to pay for, guys. So Scott, do you have anything coming up that you want to plug?
He's not.
Obviously.
Just the end of NNF. The last episode's going to be on October 9th, where we say farewell. Then October 16th, we're going to invite anybody who wants to come on, ask us questions, share their favorite No New Friends podcast moment. And then on October 23rd, that'll be the first episode of Parents Night Out.
Super excited. I'm excited for this new shift that we're going to.
Me too.
It's been really great conversations. Like you said, tonight was great, just hanging out with you guys. Chris, where can our listeners find you? What's going on in your life?
Like my address.
Yeah. Social security number 2, mother's maiden name.
All right. I mean, 523 Main Street. You can find me on Instagram at Chris Yob and you can find me on TikTok at ChrisYobNNF. Follow me on Instagram. We had a photo shoot done in down the shore. We bought it for my parents' wedding anniversary. A lot of nice shots of me, Emily, and the baby. So if you want to see the baby in 4K, yeah, follow me at ChrisYob on Instagram.
I love that, and it was exciting to see that. So I definitely want to talk about that sometime on the
Absolutely.
podcast too. Because now that we're talking about parenting, it's something that's I want to bring up with just how amazing of a dad you are.
Oh, thank you.
I haven't said that enough. Sarah, where can our listeners find you?
In Jumanji. Please
Follow the beats of the drum.
Yes, please roll the dice. Let me out. You can find me on the TikTok at SuperSarah94 and on the Instagram at Old Soul Thrift.
And you can find the ants from Chris's house at Sarah's now, apparently. So
They've migrated down
those
south for
too.
the winter.
I think they walked through like Chernobyl on their way because they're massive here too.
everything's bigger in Florida. And you can find us at No New Friends Podcast. For now, pretty soon we're going to be Parents Night Out. So I'm super excited for that. Stay tuned. Come back, listen, share, like, subscribe. Peace out. I forgot to thank you guys. Do I thank you?
That's
What do I
good.
do?
It's your
It's
show.
fine.
You do whatever you
Do you
want.
just leave it? I'm just leaving it like that.
Perfect.
No, thank you to you guys. Bye, bitches.
That's good. There we go. We got the little high
Do I have
pitched
to do
bye
that?
bitches from. Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
I stopped recording.
it's still recording. Oh, no, it's not. Up the riverside.
hey YouTube,
job.
thank you so much for watching. Let's give a virtual
all.
round of applause to our very own Nick Bryan, who's celebrating a very special birthday on Saturday.
Thank you.
Ryan says October 7th is my birthday. Forgot. Did someone ask? I don't remember anybody
I
asking. about that.
didn't see him. I didn't see
No,
anybody
let me
else in the
scroll
chat.
up. I'm scrolling up.
January
no,
28th.
no one asked.
You can put that on your calendar too.
Scott, I forget what Scott's
yeah.
birthday is, but he says, I don't know why, but he celebrates on January 6th. Is, the birth of a nation, he said. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. In all
Thank you all.
seriousness, appreciate each and every one of you. If you're watching this on a replay, love you, which is probably Jaws. Shout out to you, Jaws. You're probably watching this on a replay because you weren't here live tonight. We miss you.
Darren's
No.
probably
Love you.
actually most people are watching it on replay.
Yeah, that's fine. We love each and every one of you, but mostly Jaws.
Everybody's just homophobic tonight. It's okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Comment happy birthday, Nick, if you're watching this right now. And give us a like. Don't forget to give us a like, please. I guess that's it. I don't want to go, but I have to go. Love you guys.
So long. Farewell.